Okay, are we on? Brilliant. Hello, friends. It's the Dragon Game. Before we start, a quick recap. Last week, we all continued on with your training. We had Blue working with to enhance their sword. Neff as well, I'm sure, did things that were useful to self-development, but were lost to all of us. Cass inquired about how to fortify her wisdom with Corvius. As of yet, you have not found a solution for your eye problem. Ulster hung out Ulster was hanging around with Loran as usual, and finally reunited with Shu, his long-suffering companion. And Leah, of course, went on and became a legend among these students. Before we start, I wanted to. Would you like?
I'm just sorry. I maybe the sensitivity on Lily's computer, I think, has to be turned up again a little bit. Yeah, because just not whole words are coming out, unfortunately.
Right,
and I know that means
hello.
No, but like normal.
Hello, my name is Emma, and I'm the DM. And today, Loran went for a walk along the coast with all of his good friends, of which he has many. And they are all of equal status and beauty, except nobody could be as beautiful as Loran, except for his beautiful, amazing, stunning, gorgeous husband, Ulster. And suddenly Cass appears, waving her hands like a little goblin, because she's always there when they're having a private moment alone. Like right now.
That all came through. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay. The thing I wanted to try is I wanted to ask all of you guys how your character is doing, and
bad.
What are they looking for in happiness?
Yeah.
What are their goals for today? So, Bluey, let's start with you. How's Bluey doing?
Okay. I think Bluey's doing quite well, but like Sarah is helping her a bit one-on-one. And I think okay, is it? I'm not sure we actually went through the sort of disarming strike stuff, or if we did, it was I think she's intimidated by the idea of kind of like directing people, even though like me as a player, I'd see the battlefield, I'd be like, okay, well, this might be a good thing for the place of this person to go. But like I do like the idea of like, oh no, I fucked up and actually accidentally hit someone. Please take these. Please don't let the next hit on that person actually hurt them. Like I like the idea of that like temporary hit point thing. It's like a specific solution to her like nat ones hitting Neff,
Brilliant.
But I think she doesn't know that you can do that. She's happy to go along with Saraza and sort of like keep trying different things. Yeah. But I think it'd be rather funny to be like, I fucked up. Okay, sorry about that. There's temporary band-aid for your boo-boo that I caused.
Of course. The one, rather than disarming strike, I think you're thinking of rally.
So maybe. Bluey and Sarza had gone through
disarming as a maneuver.
I think they started to, and then there was the first one about moving. And I guess rally is the temporary HP one.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Okay.
So,
And there was a fourth one, but
yeah, there were others, but the ones I think you're interested in were rally and summit. So it's up to you this session to decide which one you want to hone and craft with Sarasa, your mentor, in this advancement. Yeah. Brilliant. Right, Sleia.
I think she's just kind of like trying to go from. She's kind of in like taskmaster mode in terms of trying to just be the best support she can be.
Of course. I like that. And where is she at mentally?
Yes.
Yes is about the right answer. Yeah.
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 Care to elaborate? Because
I
I'm
must successfully traumatize most of us.
A little bit, you know.
a little bit traumatized.
Oh yeah.
Only a little? Oh, Emma, you're not doing your job well enough.
Understood. I will. This is what happens if you don't.
When I say a little, I mean like Slea's like, oh, okay, her taskmaster mode is more of a I'm avoiding all the things I don't want to think about. Like
Okay. Go on.
home and future beyond you know Feyways.
Ulster.
Hello.
While you do this, I'm just looking at something cool. I'm looking at you the whole time.
Looking at me the whole time.
Yes.
How's Ulster feeling? Ulster is he's doing great as far as Ulster goes. He doesn't really know what's happening anymore. He's just going with it, and he's ready for the trials because he just has to be ready. He has no choice. And what does he want to do? He wants to go for a long ride on shoe.
Just on shoe.
Oh! Cass somewhere goes out.
This is bullying.
Yeah. I miss this.
This is great. Yeah.
All right then. Oh, thank you, Ulster. Cass.
Cass ain't doing great. She's got a couple of. She's a
put that
literal
in the
four-eyed person right now, and she's not particularly happy. She's not particularly happy about it. I would say that she wants to just be able to not give in, and I think her primary concern is that like she might, but she doesn't want to do that to the party. I think what she wants, I think she just wants. But her coping mechanism is to be like, everything's fine. So hence, like, when things get a little bit out of hand at picnics and the larky, that's because Cass is sort of over going into sort of fun distraction.
Right.
But yeah, I would say her primary concern is everything. And especially, she's also just quite concerned about going into the trials and potentially giving in that. So
Gotcha. Well, let's see how you all fare on today's session. Oh,
it was like writes it in like this is all going to happen. You can't see it.
Sacrifice Cass and
Other Cass.
Elder God / other Cass. There you go. Anyway, so.
I haven't danced with you
Now,
we did age. It's been a while.
If you guys don't mind, because we did end this last session in a bit of like a gestury stop-start to the point, I'm going to kind of just like skip forward a tiny bit so that you guys are all in certain locations. If you're wanting somewhere different, just tell me. But I'm just going to make it as though like an hour or so has passed, and you've kind of wrapped up the last things that you were doing. So, Bluey, after training a little more with Sarasa, you put your sword away for the day and you contemplate what it is you want to practice of the two maneuvers you are specializing in, what it is you want to bring home as your signature move, so to speak. So you're currently in the Dahane estate. with Neff, with Saracen. Slia, I think that by this point you would have flown back to the main body of the High Solarian and are making your way either to Allstairs' rooms if you wish to, or to Corvius if that's what you want as well, to prove that your works have been done and get whatever reward it is he might have for you. Allstair, along with Loran, I think you would have gone back to your former dorm room. Well, Loran and Cass, you would have gone back to your former dorm room to make camp somewhat, and to reconnect with Giral and Valis, who are sitting. Giral is sitting a little bit away from you, just kind of like
Hugs.
We'll get there. With Shu and Courage as well. Well, no, just Shu. You haven't seen Courage yet. Just Shu.
Might to do a vivisection to find Shu.
Find Courage, Shu. Yeah.
Sorry, to find Courage.
Okay.
Maybe to find Shu as well. She's a bit lost in herself.
That was
Don't be
one. Let's start with who has something they want to accomplish? Who has something they want to do? There's no particular. Also, you start crying inexplicably in the corner of
Cat sees it and starts to out of all four eyes.
Oh my god, all four eyes are weeping.
Except for one of the two fake eyes, or not fake, but they're weeping sand.
Yes, exactly. It's like a little sand sludge
Yeah.
rolling down your cheeks. And you kind of put your hands to your face and you bring them out and you're just like, it makes it
Ready. You're ready.
Loran just says, exfoliator of your Giral is confused, visibly, by the fact that he acts like this. And is almost appears to be beckoning Valis over to him, like, don't go near me or my son ever again.
Everything's fine, Giral.
I don't necessarily believe that. I don't believe that actually at all. Do you have anything you want to say to explain this behaviour? And except for the parts where it was definitely my fault, because I feel that's it.
We missed you.
You mean to say that you're crying because you missed me?
Yeah.
Perception check.
Like, Pat's gonna spot it. Yeah, like, this is all because we missed you.
That did not roll properly. It was a 13 or a 1. So 16.
I got 26 to assist.
Yeah, but let me try.
I want both of you to win.
17.
17, 26. Together, you are powerful enough. Cass, you're inscrutable. Allstair, you cry a lot for lots of reasons. So Jill has no reason to believe it isn't because you missed. And he just said, oh, well, I also keenly felt your lack of presence in my surroundings.
You missed us too, Giral.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I don't think anybody would.
Oh.
That's crying.
I've actually made myself cry.
Oh no. I see your method in your act. Giral immediately like nods and offers you a tissue. And Valis just is like, you look funny when you. Sorry.
You're a child, Valis. I bet you cry more than us.
Valis immediately starts falling on the floor.
Also holds his tongue as Giral notices the cry.
You start.
Yes. You'll reap the
That's good parenting.
It is.
Is Slia back in the room?
Celia, where are you? As this is happening.
Crying in the corridor, so it's like a wailing ghost.
So, Celia, I just want to add this in. As you walk through the halls, and you kind of like have the carpet like fold up on your back, you hear muttering from the students around you. Why is the music suddenly? You hear muttering from the students around you, who... Sorry, the preamble for this one is so intense. I guess it makes sense here. Muttering from the students...
As they all arm themselves to
It's like a gallows march.
to go find the ghost.
They all of them rush to each other's sides, and you hear whisperings of, do you know, there's a ghost? There's actually a ghost. The others, they all saw it. And then you hear sort of like, and I heard it wailing up in the dorm area as you pass. You feel somewhat pleased with yourself. But where are you? Where are you?
She does actually go to report to Corvus and basically be like, yeah, job done.
So, Cass, to answer your question, Smear is not in the room.
Okay.
If you have something you want to say to her.
I think not particularly. I think Cass is just sort of like, she's like cried, realised that she's let out what's inside, and is like, I'm fine. Let's go drink.
We're always fine.
Yeah, so I think Cass is just sort of like, being like, oh yeah, we don't need to sit here and cry. We're amazing.
Is there a bar? There's not a bar here. It's just so you can't.
What? Ugh. Cass is like, get me out of here.
I think I'm just going to, a slight aside, at this, there's just a knock at the door. And Aaron. Oh, hello. Did someone say you were looking for a good time?
Yes.
Don't you remember what we do here when we want to have a good time? We go and crash parties. Come on. The only place to have any alcohol ever.
Joel, you have to come with us and have a good time. Please?
No.
But Valis would enjoy it.
No, she wouldn't.
Yeah, he might be drinking. I can supervise him.
Valis doesn't like that. That's not true, I do!
Valis would have fun. He's a child. He needs to go out and experience things.
Alice, we can see how much alcohol we can steal.
I never went to a party as a child. Look how I turned out.
Valis, you're coming.
We need to invite Slia.
Yes.
But then Cass is also like, Slia will definitely tell us not to do this.
I think Gerald just says, I think you are.
Yes. She'll either be like, this is the best idea ever, or she'll be like, guys, come on.
She's been through the same course and trials that you have.
Let's
her own specific trauma she needs.
Let's get Slia. We must all drink and party.
Everyone.
No. So,
Doesn't
you
Joel
guys,
look when he stands up?
what does Gerald look like when he stands up?
Aww.
He's like,
That's Bluey.
no. It's like his skin has kind of just been poured over his bones, and his coat just kind of like drips from his shoulders. Yeah.
Joel, do you need
Inked
some food?
in shadow.
When was the last time you ate, Joel?
This video.
Ulster appears around. I think you might need to reassess.
You're right. I will eat.
Ulster gives him an apple.
It's like the Shinigami out of
Yeah.
Anyway, so you guys leave the room. Slia, quickly back to you. Slia, you make your way back to Corvius, and you knock on the door. How do you approach?
Yeah, she knocks on the door.
Right, I'm just going to put music.
Music? No.
Figure. Just pull it out. 1, 2, 3.
There's more in there. That being said, you would be able to tell.
Maybe not.
I'm just trying to add the ambiance.
Sorry. What we were discussing is we have money to give to a bike lady when she comes. We just got, none of us have pockets because we wear women's outfits.
Unfortunately.
I have big pockets.
Yeah, but yours is because yours is like good women's outfits. Ours is the bad women's outfits.
Maybe we'll take Emma out with the puppets.
Yeah.
You'll take me out.
What are you trying to create in Corvius's office?
Your thoughts don't mean.
Like the screaming.
No, it was a bird. It's
A screaming soul trapped into
it's library interior, footsteps in the library, reaching
like into like Corvius is like shh. I mean, boy.
What are you doing here, boy? Anyway.
Bye.
Okay. So yeah, you knock on the door.
Mhm.
Alright. There is an answer, but only after quite some time. You hear a oh my goodness, and just distinct sounds of the distinct sounds of someone dropping something.
Break the law. He gave us alcohol when we arrived.
He gave us all alcohol when we arrived.
Oh my god, you've learned his secret.
That is our story in a way for blackmail purposes.
You understand the story. You need it. Corvius did break the law. That did slip my mind. It might have been because we were asleep in our unis. I make the mistake. You guys use it against me. That is how you do. And that's how I expect. Sleer, you hear the click of the lock. As the door is pulled open, you see books turning their own pages. You see the fire roaring, and you see a single floorboard pushed up with a stash of fire whiskey underneath it, and Corvius's poor but desperate attempts to cover up his mistake of dropping a glass before you arrive. And he just says, "Oh my boy, what do you want?"
She just kind of tilts her head. And you want me to fix that too?
If you please, I would hate it if the higher-ups saw my law breakings.
What law breaking?
She
She winks.
Oh, you winked in my general direction. Fix it, please, if you do. I will be much obliged and in your favour.
She does the mending.
Yeah, you mend it up and kind of like takes a rug over it and then like pushes a chair out for you and takes a seat behind his desk and he just says, "Thank you for your assistance and well, I assume that you are, seeing as you are here, that you have completed your task. Or failed in it. Which one? Which one? Tell me now."
Completed. And also, I don't think you'll have to worry about the students going into the restricted sections. Unless they're looking for a ghost.
Subterfuge! I appreciate the extra efforts. It has been duly noted. You've not let me down. Not like so many of my students before. Bar a few. Well, if what you say is true, I will have it thoroughly checked, you see, because I cannot just take your word. Then.
Unless there have been more accidents since I cleaned up. It shouldn't have any.
I doubt it. Probably. Unless there is an actual ghost. Sure, I will have to deal with my own time. Though I might call on you again for that assistance in the future. What did he say?
Nothing.
The ghost of Corvius is what? You? I'm an old soul. I've never been young. I was sorry like this. Yeah, well, there you go. Anyway, Leah, sorry,
It's all the premature aging. I'll stop. I love you.
Love you. So yeah. Once I have checked your work, which will take but a moment, I have marvelous matter. And then I'm inclined to give you something that would help you on your quest. Now, you see, the kind of items that you seek are rare and beyond the scope of my knowledge. But there is something I can give you which might assist you in, let's just say, procuring those items. Should you know what they are? Should you know what you need?
Any help you can provide is much appreciated.
Brilliant. So, this item is, and then at that point, my friend, how do you enter Corvus's office?
I think very like,
Sugar's back.
yeah, we're like, it's party time. There's hats.
We're all riding on Shu. We push open the door, we're all on Shu.
Like, Fleer, we're going to crash a party.
With
Gerald.
Firing off fireworks. They
Getting bitches, we're going
bounce around the
partying.
room. Shu roars triumphantly and knocks her head on something. You guys, arms splayed wide. Gerald just swaying, holding Valis for the life of him. So yeah, you were interrupted by this scene. What do you see?
I don't think she says anything at all. She just kind of just stands there.
Corvus, do you want to come?
Brown poppycock! How could you ever do this and just barge in without even knocking? Unceremonious fools!
Did you not hear her thundering footsteps as we approached?
I'm deaf in most of my ears.
I thought it was more the rumble that you could hear.
Come on, Corvus, we know you love a party. Let's go. I'm going to try and persuade him.
I'm inscrutable and unable to be persuaded.
Oh, come on, Corvus. Just a little drink. Just a little sip.
I don't want to do this by any means ever.
It's it's 30.
I've immediately changed my mind and my tune. No. Corvus just says, what is it going to do? Wait. Hello, boy. Hello. Yes. Suddenly, Ulster kisses Corvus.
Cass is like, oh my god, drama! This party is getting wild.
Corvus is like, well, promise me more of this kind of behavior. I'm not going.
Or are you definitely going?
No. Corvus will say in response to your persuasion. Well, what will we do if I don't go? What will we do if I refuse? What have you to persuade me?
I will remain here and stare at you with my many, many eyes. Or we can go, the eyes remain covered, and we get really drunk.
Right. I suppose I could get dispensation from the higher-ups to...
You can say it is to evaluate my curse out in the field and under the effects of alcohol.
I could say that. I will probably not, but I could.
You could.
I could. Okay, well. But give me a moment to sort myself out, put on my dress robes, and maybe I will join you. There won't be any parties for another hour or so. Also, would you not want to invite your other friends?
Yeah.
The blue one, that boy, is not here, and I sorely wanted to see him.
I think a de-stressing party before we go and fight to the death would be a good thing.
I understand. Right then, well, if you don't mind waiting... Ulster, this is inappropriate behaviour. Most unbecoming of a student.
What's Loran's reaction to it?
Loran is like, he's mad, hallucinating at the moment. So.
Loran, you aged so much. He pokes Corvus's cheek.
Also, when I am old and grey, I will still look this good. I will not be getting the middle-aged spread as Corvus. Nor will I be punching quite so much or growing this goatee quite so long.
Can I insight check Corvus?
Yes.
I have terrible insight. So.
Oh,
But it doesn't matter because an abomination of a 20.
20. Corvus does not perceive them. He is one of the few who has chosen to erase it for his own mental health.
Also reattaches to Loran.
This is as it should be now. So, Corvus said, well, if you don't mind waiting an hour, I need that much time to contact the higher-ups and receive a decision about the party. I know there is a soiree going on down by the docks, in one of the satellite libraries of the Ashiysil. It is more of
A library party? This is so you, Brian.
but it's more of a wedding.
Yeah, but
We can do pre-drinks here, considering Corvius has a static.
yeah.
Well, but no, we have actual business to conduct, and you have a friend to summon here.
But we can drink and you can summon.
So yeah, are you down for all of this?
Well, I mean, while y'all have pre-drinks, I can go and summon Bluey and Sarazar and Neff.
Works for me.
Cass immediately brings out alcohol, pops it, and is like, "Here you go, Brian."
Cheers.
The destructive.
Oh wait,
alcoholic-
I have props.
destructive alcoholic couple is at it again.
Oh, I know exactly what you're getting. You can put water in them?
Yeah.
Would you get one for me, please? Yes, please. Okay, we'll address Slier. Slier. I'm going to just say for the sake of brevity, unless there's anything specifically you want to do while you're out, we're going to just change the music. You can make your way through the through Ashiysil back towards the station, which you come in from every time you teleport here. And within about 30 minutes, you can just catch a teleportation to the Feywild.
So what I was thinking Slia would do was just kind of like do a sending to like Sarazar, like requesting that like he bring
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes
Bluey
sense.
and Neff, and then just wait for them at the station.
Sure thing, that's fine. You wait. Lucifer, you stand there kind of pondering, leaning on your sword, thinking through what Sarazar has said to you in your training. And Sarazar is beside you and he just says, Bluey, I think that, well, nice props there. Bluey, I think that you are adept in most of the maneuvers I've told you, but
Sorry, what was that? You are what? Sorry? Because I
You are
heard you are and I'm like, what?
you are most adept in many of the maneuvers I've taught you so far. But if you want to specialize in one, do you have any inclinations as to which yet?
I mean, I wish there was a way, if I accidentally hit someone, I mean, it could have been anyone, but it's weird that it's been Neff twice. But if I accidentally get someone with a dart, I wish there was a way to kind of say sorry, but also actually do something about it that helps the situation. Because I mean, I've got a health potion, but like, and like it's weird to kind of, I have the ability to kind of help people stop getting hit by things just a little bit more. But that's only one person, and that's not for very long.
I think what you are missing out on, having been self-taught, not that there's anything wrong with it, is the very first lesson of swordcraft, which is that you are the master of your sword. It's an extension of yourself. And that connection is not just physical, but in many cases spiritual, and I believe that for yourself as well. Your sword already has a soul of it. It assists you if you wish to protect your friends, if you meditate on that, if you take your time with it and you practice this first lesson, I believe you will, well, not hit your friends so hard, if that ever happens. Here, watch my hands. And Saraza draws his sword and just begins to do very simple sword techniques and formations, and encourages you to follow along with him. And as you do, you kind of feel the sword, which was blessed by Asalios, kind of in your hand. It started out as your very basic sword, which you've had since the very beginning, but it's transformed and morphed with you into a grander weapon, into a weapon blessed by the messenger of a god. And you can feel that power as if it's got a conscience of its own. You can feel the magic that you harness to cast Detect Good and Evil, a magic which would protect you and warn you as a friend might. You can feel the presence of Asalios and his message, and it's an extension of you, and you can feel that in the sword. And it's not any kind of profound realization. This is something that you know is always there, but sometimes you need to reconnect to and just focus on. And in training with Saraza, you're just reminded of those things. You're reminded of the power that you wield. And whether you see Saraza as the master or yourself as the student, you are a sword master. And no one can change this. And Rally seems all of a sudden, Rally is in the ability to protect your friends and give them a little bit of HP if you hit them. All of a sudden seems a lot more of a simple concept to you than it ever was before. Of course, if your intent is not to hurt your friends, but to support them, that intent will be rewarded. So, for now, it's just a simple lesson, a meditation almost for you, as you go through these motions with Saraza. And Neff just claps inside and is like, "Wow, Bluey, you're so great and so cool and amazing." Mm-hmm. And then she jumps off the tree. After about half an hour, Saraza sort of like calms down and puts his sword away and beckons you all to go back to the Dahane estate, and then stops and he just says, turns around to you, Bluey, and Neff, and just says, "Would any of you be interested in heading to Ashiysil for a..." Well, Sleer, what would you have said?
Probably something along the lines of, it seems that we're going to a party in Ashiysil. Would you all care to come?
A party of sorts in Ashiysil. If you drinks, alcohol. I can hear on the wings the words of Ulster and Cass. They seem to be saying drinks, alcohol.
Better than therapy.
Not better than therapy.
The best solution to all your problems.
No, I don't think that's it. The winds are light. Blue, would you care to go?
Yeah, maybe not overboard. And I might just have no weapon policy for the moment. I know my sword can help protect people as well as hurt people. But I guess training is over for today.
Blue,
Yes.
bring the sword with you so that you can meditate with it.
Would alcohol help, or probably not? Okay, I'll have like I'll have a nice juice.
Maybe one. And
If it's a glass the size of your head, does that count?
Imagine like plaster of Paris in your own head.
No. God. So, Louis, I'm just going to say for the sake of brevity, you can enlist Serena to teleport you out of the Dahane estate rather than going all the way to the station. You appear in Ashiysil without ceremony and with your friends, your party members, Neff and Sarah. And you can make your way up to the High Solarian. Now, I'm going to go to the loo. It is 11. Do you want to...
He's coming in 5.
5 minutes.
So should we take a 15-minute break?
So we're going to take a 15-minute break because Lily has to go by her thing. And I need the loo. But
I'm just going to put it back there so you guys can see it.
Cool. All right.
Goodbye.
Back in 15.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. So. Bluey. Spark.
Okay, sorry. I'll pause this apple eating.
Don't worry, I'm just going to say you make your way towards the High Solarian. Instinctively, I think you would make your way then to Corvius's office, because he probably, during this ending, would have heard those whispers of drinking, meet us in Corvius's office, etc. etc.
Okay.
When you arrive, you find... I need both of you to make a constitution saving throw.
Both of who?
Hang on.
Natural 1.
19. Ryan can hold his drink.
Hang on. Oh, but I have a special stat for drinking. I don't think I'm going to get to use that.
It's a constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm. 10.
10. Okay. Oh. Cash. You are tipsy after having hacked into Corvius's shameful stash of fire whiskey. Also, you had one sip and realised what you were drinking was Nevin, and then just like collapsed into Laurent's arm. And you're probably playing with the hem of his shirt, like
Rips it.
Oh, Laurent, I'm Laurent. Also, I'm not here.
How drunk is Laurent?
Call me by your name. Laurent got a 19, and he looks relatively sober and looks at you when you walk in and just says, "Oh, Bluey Sparks. I mean, boy, welcome." Howdy! Corvius looks wistful in the corner, like a shade of his former self.
Corvius! Cheer up. More alcohol, Brian?
Yeah.
Wait. More alcohol, Brian? That's like full speed, Brian.
Laurent like cuts the tube to make sure all the alcohol just sits on the floor.
No, Laurent! Why are you spoiling all our fun?
You can't peek too early.
True. You can't peek.
You need to resurrect yourself. Oh, well, that's it. That's exactly what I expected.
Cass starts feeding you bread.
Brilliant. Okay.
I'm going to go get a piece of bread.
Thank you.
Were you envious of my toast?
A little bit, yeah.
It did look good. It could taste good.
Brilliant. So, Laurent unceremoniously coddles Ulster. Bread. Brought. So, what are you doing?
I thought Celia had walked to the like actual teleportation circle and was waiting for Sarah and Blue
Yeah,
and Neff
you can
there.
Just for the sake of brevity, I'm sorry.
Right.
We had a lot going on.
No
You would have
worries.
escorted him back. If there's anything you want to say to Bluey while you guys are alone, that's possible.
There's good bread.
Cass is resurrecting Brian.
It's real good bread.
Leah, is there anything you wanted to say to Bluey specifically before you got to Corvius's?
I think I should probably just like ask how like the training is going.
Yeah, it's coming along. I mean, I guess I'm not maybe the sort of person who thinks like meditation is a sort of form of training, but there's a bit of that.
It's going well for you, Bluey. Sorry.
Are they just...
No, this is on the walk to...
Yeah. How have you gone with I don't know what you're doing, but
Have you gone with that thing you were doing?
What are you doing now?
Did actually involve a bit of meditation as well.
Jeez.
I feel like you're very experienced at that.
Weird thing to do.
You guys make your way back up to the High Solarian. Thank you. You join. You see the scene of drunken friends. Corvius wistful. And Corvius just says, right, stop this chaos for just one moment, please. I need to give you the item promised to your friends. All sit down. Sit your butts on these chairs. Sit straight, boys. Sit, boy. Sit, please.
I was like, I never want to do it in person duty ever again.
No. I am gluten-free. Not alcohol? You're the worst student I've ever had, and you don't even come to class. I'm a student? Not anymore. I signed your contract to enter the High Solarian, and then I signed your expulsion in this very moment.
Oh wow,
That was the quickest expulsion ever.
You know what?
And
I think that is a record.
That is a record.
That is a record, even for me, getting barred from places. Kat is really pleased with herself.
I might. Anyway,
It's only about time.
silence! And I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw.
26. 22. We may be drunk, but damn it, we have good wisdom.
I always do it better when I'm.
Oopsie, actually, you don't have to do anything. You're just.
Damn it.
Oh.
Well,
you just
feeling
retconned
good
that.
about that
That's
one.
why I don't spell properly. So, it's okay. You guys actually don't have to make anything. For the duration, no sound will be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. So, whilst you're seated, all of a sudden, just pure silence.
I begin to grow sad, wilting flowers.
Cass is trying to shout.
I'm sure I'm crying again.
Corey just sits on the outside of this bubble, knowing we can't speak to you, but pleased for the moment he turns his back.
I'm going to walk to Corvius because I see that's where the bubble ends.
No! 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 Don't you dare come near me.
I direct Shu to sit on Corvius. Go, Shu.
No.
Go, Shu.
No.
Yeah.
Corvius turns Shu, which was.
Dude, we're gonna roll initiative, everybody.
Corvius puts Shu in it, turns it over.
Try and pull him off of Corvius.
Good luck.
Okay, we're trying.
Wait,
What's
hang
your-
on. Polymorph I know is definitely concentration. Silence I believe is as well. Corvius can't do both.
It's okay. He's
Okay.
willing to drop the silence.
Oh.
Is he a snail?
He's a snail.
Cass is like, get going!
I will pick Corvius up, take Shu out of the teacup, and put Corvius in the teacup. How do you like that, Corvius?
Sarah just starts groaning.
I wish.
Yeah, Brian, you showed it.
Except for I
This is
think that
pathetic.
Shu is still polymorphed because he can't break the concentration, can he?
My notes.
Oh dear.
It's fine.
Okay, how long do you keep polymorph for?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay. After 5 minutes, he puts the teacup on his head now.
In character laughing.
Oh no.
I give you nothing. I give you no dispensation to go to the party. Leave this room and never come back to my house.
It was a joke, Corvius.
It's not.
It was quite funny.
Leave this place. Slian, thank you for your assistance, but due to your friend's actions, it will go unrewarded.
I think Cass is going to be like, Corvius, it wasn't Slia, it was us. We will leave and we will never return, but Slia shouldn't pay the price. And Cass is going to try and persuade.
Ulster pours almost his entire drink down his shirt. Yeah.
Nice. 33.
33. Corvius says, I don't care. I do not care. You still have a connection to Slia. Anything I give her will also be benefited by you. That is a fault in your logic. And therefore, I see right through exactly what you're trying to do. No matter how charismatic
No, Cass is literally like, no, I just didn't want Slia to suffer. I don't care about me.
I don't care about me either.
I can see that is. Yes.
Sorry, Corvius. I would argue that if this is something that could help Slayer a lot, or could help save their life one day, or someone else's life, would you grant it to her? Maybe we could. What if we totally promised to like never be in a party with her again, and then like Bluey like winks to everyone else like, you know.
Make a deception check with disadvantage. Because Cass is like,
Yes, it's really good, Bluey.
I am actually got a natural 1. This is where all this behaviour is coming
Cass is quite tipsy, so and she would back Brian in whatever, so
Brian's sensible.
Bluey's right. I see it now. You are no boy of mine.
Corvius, it was a joke. Did you know he died recently? Sometimes you need
we're
to try.
dealing with some real shit. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Corvius.
And whatever you gave me was very strong. There's like 7 of you right now.
And yet all of us turned into snakes.
7 snails is better than 1.
Snails are really cute.
Why does nobody like snails?
I
feel
like snails.
Yeah, see, this is why Cass is my friend. Because Cass appreciates snails and nobody else does.
Loran says, oh, am I not your friend? Just because I didn't enjoy being turned into
Yes. But
and your friend.
is that possible?
Oh.
Brian is.
You're not you don't think I'm a friend.
I love you.
And
Yeah, I suppose you're my friend.
I suppose.
Cass is like, all the teas are spilled.
Well, you were my friend, and then you were my boyfriend, and then you were my husband.
All those things at once. Boyfriend.
I mean, does he stop being your friend when you marry him?
That's a good point. You
This
are my
is
friend.
Sia.
You are my friend too. But Cass
I'm
is
glad
my
you
friend.
I'm glad you finally came to that realization. I will ponder over your friendship application. Let me think. You're my best friend.
Yay.
Do I need to end this for the sake of everyone in this room?
Yes, please.
And
Please, for the love of God, end it.
And me? And me?
Both of you.
Huzzah.
It's mostly just you two. Only you two. Because I actually have quite the fortitude.
Slia reaches forward and boops both Brian and Cass on the nose.
What did you roll?
Can I try and dodge Slia's hand?
Since are they both dodging or
No, I feel like Cass would do the opposite and be like, go for a hug.
I runs into your arms. So yeah, you can cast the spell that you want to cast.
she's casting Lesser Restoration on both Brian and Cass?
As soon as Cass realizes that's what you're doing, Cass is like, nah, trying to reel around, like, no!
Guess
That's
what?
awesome.
Now you're sober and you can drink more. And you can get into your party. because in
Okay,
this
did I get
state
away?
there's no
Leah's
chance.
What? Did I get away?
I want you to make a dexterity saving throw. Leah, I want you to make a dexterity
No,
saving
I
throw.
feel like this is literally Slea's
8.
like main job in the party.
8.
Can I pitch a touched spell attack, essentially?
Yes.
Cool. It's
You're
a 14. Well, it's
Brilliant. Yes.
it's a 14 to touch and lesser restoration you.
Okay.
Why did you do this?
So you can drink more and enjoy your party. But first, you should probably make up with Corvius, just a little bit.
Did you not like being a snail?
No.
Oh. I'm trying to convert more people to enjoying snails.
Not wise to do that when they are offering you a service out of the kindness of their hearts.
That was a service out of the kindness of my heart.
You know, no, Corvius is right. We have infringed on his hospitality.
You turned my hat into a what?
A lizard.
Can you turn her back?
She is no longer a lizard. The moment I turned into a snail, the
Then
concentration
never
broken.
mind. Ulster.
Corvius, sorry, we have been through some real bad stuff.
Have you now?
Cat like looks at her, looks down at her eyes, like, yeah. Looks over to Brad, like, yeah.
Wait.
Looks to Neff, like, oh my god, Neff.
Corvius. Francis. Corvius. Hey. Remember how you raised me, essentially, in my magical career, and now I am the shining star of your alumni. I cannot not perceive you if you address me directly. I know. Just let it slide, just this once. And give us that thing. What was it called again? What did you want to give us? I would like one of you to make me a persuasion check. I've already rolled one.
I have a +6 to persuasion.
You can choose. Slia,
What do you
Moran, Ulster, or
Who has the highest? I don't know.
I have 0.
Okay, I'll do it. Use a luck point. I use another one. 17. Also tries once, he tries again, and then he straightens back up.
I understand you specifically were trying to sway me before. I do not listen to the logic of drunkens.
That is a fair. I was quite drunk.
I wish I was still.
You, sir, shall be forgiven in due time. Let me please, for the love of the gods, get back. Your good friend Slia, whilst you two were out being juveniles, lollygagging,
It seemed like a word you.
lollygagging, was actually providing quite a service to you. Now, in return for her good work, I've procured a single item for you. This item is known as the abracadabra. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, boys?
Pastor's just telling me a really funny joke that happened to coincide exactly when you said abracadabra.
Make a deception.
Can I exist?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. 17.
17.
Exactly.
I better not cover that.
Corvius, you should probably get that eye twitch checked out.
I'm fine. It's just a chronic gingivitis.
Isn't gingivitis something you get in your teeth?
I have.
Nap like, ooh!
I was born with a tooth in my eye.
Oh god.
I had it surgically removed when I was a child.
I'm so sorry.
The other eye, I have ocular dyspraxia. Don't know what that means.
It sounded
legit.
Anyway, Corvius waves his hand, and a shower of sparkles cascade down from it. And then appearing on the desk, you see an ornate gemstone-studded wooden chest. It seems relatively heavy, and it's relatively large. You've never seen anything quite like this before. It does have an aura, those of you who are able to detect it, of magic about it. And he says, this item can be used a certain number of times to...
Abracadabra people?
No. A certain number of times to summon
Too soon.
non-magical objects worth around 1 gold, which will then appear in the chest. And you can use multiple times to do whatever it is you wish.
This is so smart, Slia. If we needed food, can we use it for food?
Yes, indeed. Not magical. You could use it to summon a delectable fruit from the far reaches of Driftware.
Which is not fruit. Am I an abracadabra?
You are an imbecile.
God.
As Cass is kind of like, you got the ball!
I'm going to leave now.
Sit down, boy.
No.
Please come back, please.
Apologise to me.
To you?
Yeah.
That was Corvius. To Lily. Corvius says, I'm sorry, Lily, you're not an imbecile. It's all. So. Okay.
Chaos in this room today.
I have been doing some experiments. This item will, with my amendments, depending on how well you are able to control its magic, could potentially summon forth magical objects. Now, it's not been well tested. You will be my test subjects for this. And it is, well, let's say, precarious as to whether it will work. But if you are, for example, in a hot climate and you desperately need something to cool you, you could summon a flask of cooling, potentially.
I'm a flask of cooling.
You are. Do not speak while I'm
You weren't speaking just then.
well.
Cass does this and with mage hand and then this thing.
I dislike you.
Also picks up another glass of Nevin.
I think I understand why I don't like you now. Now,
You liked me before.
I know. Biggest shame. Especially when alcohol is involved.
I need it.
So, no, you do not.
Mhm.
You are a silly boy if you think you need alcohol to get along. Even if you've been through traumatic things, even if you've been to the ends of the earth and back and seen all the destruction that can bring, you only need yourself and your friends and intense therapy. You will be silent, strong cat of the nothing.
It's kind of the right name though, because it is of the zero. Is it? The zero
It does actually make sense.
That's a genuine mistake. It's the zero. Please, I return your boy status before you may.
Sorry. But Corvius, what if you can't afford therapy?
Well, luckily for us, in this universe, everybody is entitled to free therapy. Free therapy on something that we have called universal healthcare. It transcends the boundaries of mankind. You just need to speak the magic words and go through any door, and you will find a licensed therapist.
Is it
Abracu?
No, it's Helpacamius.
The Camellias.
The Camellias. And the cats and Bryce start walking towards the door.
Which door? Do you mean?
Yeah.
I take the rounds. I think Cass just like picks a door, like she watches to see which one Brian goes over and then goes
I'm going to
up.
show you what like. You guys. So, I heard you need some help.
Yeah.
What have you come here today?
And multiple deaths, possession, murder, trauma.
Loran
Murder is
slams,
both to us and for us to others.
Loran slams the door shut. I don't need this right now. I'm not. But anyway, Corvius, if you were in, for say, in your case, a cold climate, you could summon things that would make you warm.
Like Loran, but he's probably worth more than one gold piece.
I certainly am.
Two.
Now, I don't know where you're going. I do not know what kind of items you would need. You would have to do some research in our library to find out what might be appropriate. Because you can't just fluff. You do really have to put in the work and use the few charges this has to summon something magical wisely. Otherwise, it could turn to dust and or it could just be a simple chest again.
Nobody use it.
Or it could only
I mean,
be
yeah.
non-helpful items for the future.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Definitely not enough.
Don't let Neff touch it.
Why not me?
Do you think teeth are bones?
There are teeth and eyes.
That's an anomaly.
Mm.
Do you have teeth in your eyes?
I've got too many eyes to tell.
Corvius says, I was also considering your predicament, and I might have some help for you, but after we finish with the abracadabras, pop them out.
So it starts eating a spoon.
Celia, you have full access to the libraries of the High Solarian if you need it. You may bring one friend with you at a time. Please choose wisely. Who you
Me.
Who you bring? Does that sound
Perfectly amenable, thank you.
Now, this soiree wedding thing will be happening in a few hours. So, please use this time wisely and do your research. Why don't you? I can't but recast. Please stay behind and maybe... I can't believe I'm saying this. Leave will stay with you.
I think Cass is actually, I'm going to roll, I don't know, would it be charisma or wisdom to try and like actually maintain some semblance of like normality so that she's not offending Corvius. But I think I'm going to roll for it. I think Cass is like incapable of doing. What would it be? Would it be charisma or wisdom or intelligence? I don't think it's dex or constitution, so
No.
maybe it's strength. Strength of will.
I think you need to be looking at Constitution.
Oh, you think constitution?
I think so. It's your own body fortification.
Okay, I will. So is it just a general check?
Yes, it is.
Okay. 13.
13.
So I think she's just keeping it together.
You're telling me to go away.
I mean, okay.
Actually, no. Brian has been asked to stay behind with Cass. I feel like we're going to get told off.
Oh, we've been asked to stay behind.
Specifically, yes.
And Loran stay too.
Loran was not instructed,
Rude.
but he will stay there.
Cass.
You are a... What did you get roll in?
I rolled a 13.
13, okay. You have a grasp on humanity, which is saying something for you, so there you go. Make sure
I rolled a constitution check to see how well Cass can keep it together.
Please do the same.
7.
7. You are
Boy,
beyond help for this point. Anyway. Slia, Bluey, and Saraza. Saraza says, well, for some reason, Gerald and Valis have been here. I think I might take them on
A party.
whilst you two are doing some research. Looks to Bluey and to Slia.
Oh, I was considering asking Gerald to help me with my research while, in case you and Bluey wanted to do some more training here.
We can take Valis to a party.
No. Saraza says, you have been instructed to stay behind here by Corbius, so it must be very important work.
Gaz is trying to say.
I think he's just going to yell at us.
Okay.
I don't like being yelled at.
Saraza ignores you and instead looks towards Bluey and just says, well, we can meditate then. You can think further on your forms.
Courage.
And you can courage. So Bluey, Saraza, Slia, Gerald, and Valis, I think, would come with.
Bye, Valis. Bye, Valis.
Bye.
Sorry we couldn't take you to a party.
But we were.
So weird.
You were a bit weird too.
Yeah. I know.
That's why we vibe.
Yeah. We'll do some more dance practice.
I look forward to it.
Don't try and stab me again. That was very hard.
I make no promises. And Valis walks away. Valis walks away.
I mean, you can roll and stab all stones like, no!
Right. So, Shlia, you head off with Gerald towards the library. Now, the library is wide and it's sweeping, and I'm going to put the music back on because silence has disappeared, but I forgot to do that.
Yeah, Slia figured that Gerald would have a good idea of where everything is in the library, so she's like, research bud.
I like that. Okay. So. No, I think that's not right. Okay. So, the fires continue here as you make your way up through the corridors of the High Solarian towards the library. The library is a place of vast knowledge and endless books. The moment you enter, you are confronted by domineering pillars, inlaid in each of which is another volume which sort of just like ascends higher and higher. And beside those there are spiraling staircases so that every step you climb you are met by more and more tomes. There are 3 levels, we believe, to this library, but how high they go up, how many books are contained in each is yet unknown to you. The first thing you see is like a pathway just ahead, paved with stone, with tall bookshelves, and 2 of these pillars will be this. If you want to access the higher levels, you go up spiral staircases. If you want to see enter on this level, you go into the bookcases. However, now you also see tables, chairs, other students talking rather quietly, but talking to each other and sharing knowledge. So, Slia, with Gerald at your side, I would like you to make me. Well, do you have anything to say to him first?
She probably just very quietly just tells him it's good to see him again.
It's good to be away from that chaos, so it's nice to see them all in relatively good spirits. Whether they are sane yet, I don't know.
Yes, they've been through a lot.
How do you feel? Glad to see you are holding up well.
I guess I'm doing a good job then.
A good job of fronting.
She just kind of like looks at him, like without she's not going to vocally confirm or deny, but he has his answer basically.
Understood. Right, what are you looking for? Magical items?
Anything to help us survive the Messiah, but ultimately maybe something else. Old magics.
Gerald nods. And then takes you aside to another just a very small hallway, which doesn't seem to be so busy as the rest of the library is. Just give me a moment. Leo, what do you mean old magic? If you don't mind me asking.
Something to maintain a barrier. Something to fix roots.
Oh. That's accurate. Apologies. Let's try that.
You thought it's not accurate?
So yeah. Sounds like you're looking for the tone again.
Maybe. I don't know what's in it.
In it lies a key. In the form of an incantation. Rituals. Spells. Which would summon the Spider Queen from her place to this one. Though it is a bit more of a skeleton key, or at least I believe that's how a certain mage, Elijah Rashun, would see it. If it can open one door, perhaps it could be changed to open many.
And maybe in reverse it can close them all.
Precisely. It would take a miracle. And an incredibly powerful magic user, it would probably eat up their life force.
Yeah.
Back to their soul. Gerald frowns as you make an insight check. Are you hiding anything?
Yeah. Do you want me to make a deception check on that?
Please.
Her deception is... Oh, that's a dirty 20. Granted, part of me goes, I feel like she might need to make that at disadvantage just because...
You can choose to if you like.
Okay.
I know the rule.
A filthy 20.
Disgusting.
Well, at disadvantage, it's still a dirty 20 because I rolled a 12 both times.
Ooh! One of those times that a 20 is not a good roll.
Good thing Gerald is quite insightful. 17 on the dice plus his addition. You're inscrutable and hard to read. I have no idea what you intend, but I know enough that you aren't being entirely honest. But you don't owe me honesty. You don't owe me anything. If you have secrets, you can keep them to yourself. If you wish.
No, I'll tell you. I think I don't know if there's a way back.
Ah.
I think Feyways might be my last stop.
I don't think you're wrong. Your friends know.
Maybe a little bit. Not all of it.
How much do you share with them? How much of your thoughts, how much of whatever visions you receive from your deities or prayers you have or knowledge you have?
I think Slee just kind of sitting there going, I think I may have just not told them any of it.
I think you'll find that's accurate. Giraffe says, Celia. Leanne, you are part drow. You could hold the tome, and you could pass it on to someone who is not drow. It is yours to take if you wish to. If you think it has to be you. No, I would say be certain. And maybe wait till the final moment before you make your decision.
How could I ask anyone to make a decision that I know would end them just as likely as it would end me?
I think that you believe you were made for this. But were you actually?
Not chosen ones, Leah.
Who knows? I certainly have no idea. I just know what it's like to be put in an impossible position. So, you can rely on me, and if you don't choose to share with your friends, I understand, actually. How could you burden them with this when you know they'll just talk you out of it? Because what if it is meant to be?
Thank you for letting me share it with you.
Of course. Now, magical items to do with the cold would be... Slayer, can you make me a investigation check with advantage, please?
Okay. Before they leave that area, I think she just kind of stops him and says, "If I don't come back, will you look after them? No responsibility, just make sure they're okay."
I feel like this is in one of those times when I'm supposed to say this.
You don't have to. I know.
I think they'll be alright without you. In time. They're strong. Yes.
He's wrong. He's wrong. He knows nothing.
He's not been there. I don't think you even told him about the deaths yet. There are many, many deaths. But he says, but I will.
You could ask.
I'll try.
Thank you.
Touch my earring.
I thought you were talking in channel.
No.
Smell like sausage.
It's a very serious scene.
You look sad.
Gerald, with that affirmation that he will look after your friends, moves towards the bookshelves and starts researching. You can assist. Now, the way you're assisting is by doing this with advantage. The role is going to represent his investigation and yours. So take the higher of the two, please.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to the low again.
All right.
Right.
That is a. That's another dirty 20.
Brilliant. Okay. With a dirty 20, you find a few things, or names of items, which you believe would aid you in this. The Ring of Warmth, the Boots of the Winterlands, and the Thermal Cube stick out to you. Stick out to your head. These items might be of use in a cold climate. I'm going to send those to you directly right now.
We love a thermal cube.
Thank you.
It's all right. Now, again, as not the brand, as Corvius mentioned to you before, these items, whilst not necessarily unmagical, could be potentially summoned forth with the additions that Corvius has made to this item. Now I'm going to send you these three. And they are in the Facebook. They're in Facebook for you. And that role represents roughly an hour or so of searching with Sorelleras. And any magical items that you've used so far, Sleia, would, so long as they are, something you've used, you could potentially call forward. Anything above wondrous, though, wondrous or would probably be a bit difficult to say something. So any legendary items, so you can't summon the Tome of Absolution, for example, or a deck of many things.
We already have that.
No. So, Sleia, that's you. Bluey. I know you have to get food soon, so I'll do yours really quickly now. Hello. Bluey, you go to train with Sarazen, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We.
So,
Oh, you're changing music. Okay.
You, Sarazen, and surprisingly Valis, go to one of the inner courtyards of the High Solarian where there isn't anyone. There isn't really a training room here at all because this is a place of magic rather than swordcraft. And Sarazen just sits you down in a circle with Valis just kind of like fidgeting in the corner and asks you to lay your weapon in front of you and place a hand on the sword hilt. So, with your hand stretched and holding the hilt, he just says, remember what I was saying before. If you can meditate on this, if you can reconnect with it, I think these new moves will come more naturally to you in the long run. So, Bluey, as you touch the sword, you just kind of close your eyes and you feel the wind in your hair, and you can hear in the distance like the fidgeting of Valus as he struggles to sit still. You can hear Saras's breathing, and then the occasional like firm like sit down as he kind of like pushes Valus back on the ground. Like quite a fatherly touch. But you manage to mostly tune that out. Make me a wisdom check, please.
Like just a general wisdom.
Yes, please.
Right. It's a 10.
A 10. You're struggling to tune out most of this noise, this sound, but you can feel the sword, and it's almost warm beneath your hand, as though another hand is trying to reach and clasp yours. But your concentration breaks, and you just open your eyes, and you see you're still present in the High You are not connecting with your sword as you should be. What do you do to remedy this? How are you going to give yourself an advantage? How are you going to connect with the sword? If you want options, I can help you out, but I want to see what Bluey would do.
I think in her other hand, she'll get out the like stage dagger that Valus got her and just sort of like into her leg, just having that noise like there and that feeling, it looks like she's stabbing a leg, but she's just,
all the students who
Yeah.
walk past are just horrified by the sight, and they give the place a wide berth. It actually quietens down the area. As you have that focus on, roll again with advantage.
Okay. Holy shit. That's a 21.
21. Brilliant. Bluey, that hand that was kind of pressed against yours, just from part of the sword just, it's almost as if the hand's linking with yours. And when you look down, to your surprise, you actually see a blue spectral hand reaching out from the sapphire that's inlaid in your sword and just grasping with yours. And the moment you sort of notice it, it fizzles away, and you look up as if to be like, Saraza, look! But Saraza isn't there anymore, and neither is Valus. And the courtyard is empty, and when you look up at the sky, you see a blue-hued, cavernous ceiling. The structure of the Hyslarian, just the immediate area, is there, but beyond that there is nothing. You're just in the courtyard, which seems to have been picked up from its area and put inside a cave. And when you look back, you see the sword has illuminated with that similar blue light that you saw in the cave of Asami. And throughout this sort of like cavern, you see shadows like coalescing. And you hear the occasional brush of a feather and pat of a paw as you register Asami present with you. Not entirely there, but made of shadow. And they just watch.
Hello.
They don't speak immediately. They just walk around you. They just walk around you and they say, pick up your sword, Bluey starts. As you pick it up, you feel yourself move into those formations that you practiced with Saraza. And as you do, you almost fumble one of them, and then those hands return and clasp over yours and correct you. You continue again and again. And as you practice, you see targets appear, just spectral, almost shadow-like. And you cut through one of them again and again, lancing out a whole volley of attacks. On one of them, you stumble and you almost lose grip of the sword, but those hands return and tighten your grip on it. On the final target, you carve through, and you know this to be one of your expert strengths, the best you can summon, the best you can muster.
Mm.
And the hit seems to cast even more damage than you were expecting. As you kind of make your way through this line of targets, you kind of heave a sigh at the end, a little bit exhausted, but ready to go, and you kind of turn expecting more, but you just see Asalia seated there now, partially spectral. And they just say, "You have a good mentor in this man, Sarazudahane, but he has no magic to offer you. But I can ensure that should you need his help, should you need his guidance, a part of him is always within the sword." And Bluey, as you kind of lower the sword down, you notice that the hand that was holding yours is reminiscent of Sarah's. It's the same size and weight. Is this enough for you?
So like, just a bit of guidance, but a bit more of the time.
Precisely. That formation you're practicing, I think it's yours. Should you have to, use it. But should you just need a helping hand, this sword will never fail you. Not severely.
Is this ability literally called Helping Hand?
It's called Mentor's Hand. This
Oh my
weapon
God.
is the spirit of a master swordsman, eager to pass on his finer techniques. You gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls made with this weapon. It has the following additional properties. Now, I've customized it slightly. First lesson, you get the rally technique.
Oh my God.
Hands. When you roll a natural 1 on an attack with this weapon, ethereal hands readjust your stance, granting you advantage on your next attack.
Sorry, that was second lesson?
That was watch my hands.
What?
And the last thing is called student and master. When you roll a natural 20 on an attack with this weapon, a spectral sword strikes in tandem with your own, causing the attack to deal an additional 1d8 magical slashing damage.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Already, if I hit with a nat 20 with this sword, it's a +7 from it being vicious.
Yeah. So you're going to get mad kills. Mad kills.
My God.
You get your crit damage,
Yeah.
and you'll get the additional
Yeah.
damage.
Think of this as your 7th level spell. Right.
As someone who doesn't cast spells regularly, I don't really get the significance of that, but I assume it is.
This sort of thing is the equivalent to a high damage spell, especially because it's only for when you get a nat 20. But when you do get a nat 20, it's like gonna assassinate that boy. Sorry. So, Bluey, you kind of close your eyes and you sheath the sword. Is there anything you want to say to Asalios?
How you doing? Sorry.
Well as I can be, while my mortal body has yet to regenerate. It will be another 1,000 years or so before I move as well. When you are done with your quest, come to me and return the sword, so that another champion might use it after you.
You know, be poetic if like there'd be a lake. I mean, it's hard to do, you know. But like if it was in a lake and I, you know, left it in a lake and then someone else was like, oh wow, cool sword.
Or perhaps in a stone.
And then flood the room.
And with that, the vision fades. And Sarazer is chasing Valis around the courtyard as he has stolen his sword. And now, I'm going to go and pee because I really need the loo. And then we'll come back and do Corvius's scene with you two, which I'm sure you're looking forward to.
Boy. Okay, cool. I'm gonna order dinner.
Okay. So, as Bluey meditates over her sword, as Slia thinks about her future, her fate, the two of you are sat opposite Corvius. Guilty as the day they came.
No.
No? Looking guilty?
No.
No, not at all. And Corvius does his usual.
All says on his
Okay.
third thing of Nevin.
No. Corvius has removed all alcohol from the vicinity.
Cass
Except for Cass's, obviously.
Cass can be.
But Corby says, it is imperative that you are present and not drunk for this conversation.
Cass like puts her bag of coding on.
Pass me your hands. At which point he restores you both
not again.
to soberness. There is a reason why I have brought you here, and it is
To yell at us.
No. As much as I would like to, that would not be productive at this point, especially seeing as you've brought to my attention an issue which I've been pondering over the last few hours. Cass's mental fortitude. Now,
Just yours.
yours is, well, needs, but specifically you, with those eyes.
She pokes one.
Remind me, what is it they do again?
They whisper sweet nothings in my ear.
That's quite nice, really.
No, it's really.
Sweet nothings in an attempt to gain control over.
Yes.
Then, if we collaborate, we might be able to do something here. Yes.
Yes,
As you know, I am a supreme wizard
you are.
with some skill in potion, which I have imparted onto my student also. Now, usually, potions such as these take time. With the three of us assisting, we might
And
be
Aran.
able to brew.
And around.
I am here, and I would love to assist in any way that I can. Myself, Laura, and Wolf assisting, we might be able to brew you a potion of major blessing.
Major.
Now, this potion would give you some proficiency in your wisdom, in addition to that which you already have, to prevent your mind from being taken over and hopefully it would prevent any possession for the duration of the potion. Maybe we only have enough to brew it for, say, a short amount of time. No, sorry. We only have enough for a dosage which would last a short amount of time. But that should probably be enough for you. Yes.
Yes. Good. For the trauma.
Better than nothing.
Right. So, mechanically, what you will need to do, Allstar, Lorraine, always, is first of all, each of you will be rolling a d20 in Arcana, which represents your spell crafting. Okay?
Will I be helping as well?
You'll be helping Allstar because Allstar is not qualified enough to do this on his own, as Lorraine and Paul.
Rude.
Rude. So, the two of you will be making an Arcana check. You'll roll one each and take the higher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lorraine will make one, then Corvus. And then the last roll is going to be a straight d20 wisdom. Okay. Which will determine how well the spell works.
I should probably.
Okay. So,
What's your personal
this crafting process is going to be spanning over not just this hour. It's not instantaneous. This represents work for today into the evening, resuming the next day in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So what's actually happening is we're going to be trying, just so that we can get the spell made and then the effects and stuff locked in. You're going to be sort of bending time a little bit. So we're going to do the rolls now, and then you'll receive the actual potion before you leave the chasing, if it works. So, please, each of you roll me an Arcana to represent the work that is done this evening.
That's a 20.
Brilliant.
I mean, I doubt.
Plus 8, 28.
Yeah, no, 7.
28. Okay, so also, this represents for you two setting up the station which you're going to use to sort of curate this potion to brew it, and starting that process, heating the individual ingredients, a blessed item from a deity, some quart and quartz, and so on and so on, melting those down as long as it takes into a singular liquefied potion. The quartz, of course, stone, just breaks into pieces, smaller pieces, until its iridescent shimmer throughout the liquid.
I like this.
Some rock salt is added in, and it is left to brew, while Corvius procures a golden liqueur set to be extracted from the blood of a unicorn.
Poor unicorn. Yeah.
We do not kill unicorns. We only take what they give us in the moments of death. Oh, they are sentient beings like organ donors.
It's really kind of. Thank you, unicorn.
Well, I'm
Corvia.
Cass is Cass is got an insight check, obviously.
They could be a unicorn.
4. Oh my god, he's a unicorn.
Unicorn, wow.
Cass is
Louis, you're blue. That looks really cool.
Cass is awed.
You're in of this unicornius. Unicorvius.
Unicorvius.
Corvicorn.
I'm very convinced.
We are
I rolled natural 1.
natural 1 and a 4.
What? What are you looking at?
We didn't know you were a unicorn.
I'm not a unicorn.
He kind of does have horsey features, though.
I am not a unicorn. How could you possibly do that to me?
I think the Nevin has a quite one.
Yeah.
Okay. Corvius allows you to continue work alongside him as he brews this potion. You both feel like you're doing quite well with it.
Of course we are.
The alliance is strong.
At which point Lauren says, right, so I will graciously
Give me a kiss.
give you a kiss. I will graciously agree to skip the party for this night in order to work on a potion for you. Isn't that so kind?
Cass grows some daisies in his lapel.
You think that's enough payment?
She smiles.
That actually adds to your bill.
Allstate grows some daisies and Isabel.
Your debt is settled.
Okay.
Except it's not, I will have you working at my shop, say a month.
It is the enslavement. But then Cass is like, yes, deal.
Brilliant. You think you're getting something out of it, when in fact, it's just me.
You're quite a good,
That's what he.
yeah, quite a good bargain, really.
Brilliant. I know. I'm a good investment. So, onwards.
I'm just gonna speak to Alice, get some tips on stealing.
Oh, but if
Also-
you steal from him, you steal.
But you would give it to me, so it's not stealing.
No, because I'm going to steal from the
But what's of his is yours.
Yeah. But I still
And you would give it to me. So that's
Not if I'm like,
Cass's logic is sound and she won't be shaken.
Also, come to me.
hello, Unicorvius.
I'm Lorraine.
What's happening?
I'm Lorraine.
I know.
You called me Unicorvius. It's hard to tell.
I thought he was speaking. I'm still a little bit busy.
I see. Also,
Mm-hmm.
as I'm not going to this party, we will be apart for roughly an hour.
I don't want to leave.
You don't want to go to the party if I don't go.
If I leave, then I come back and you're not here. He attaches Saran's legs and holds on.
What if I send one of myself with you? You don't want to go to the birthday party? The wedding?
I don't want to leave you.
We have a predicament.
Why doesn't Corvius take your shift?
Corvius? He's already asleep. See?
Also gently pokes his
Unicorvius.
Great.
The majestic.
Unicorvius.
Fine, I will stay here.
The man died, so I just don't want to be apart from him. He reattaches. Or he died. In hell.
It was really bad.
That's really bad.
No, it's fine. We'll have more out soon. It'll-
Well, get along then.
Threads himself around Ran.
Leave now. Loran, come back in the morning. I want you to be here.
Cass will leave like a really nice bottle of whiskey in the spot that she was, where the little
breaking.
with a little bow around that says for Unicorvius.
All right, so you
Don't ask me where she managed to find the time to do it, but she did.
completing all of your tasks, you all reunite at the center of the Ashiysil. Now, Joel and Alice are here.
Hello.
Hello.
You excited for the party?
No.
It's time to party.
They say, well, if we're gone too long, then let's just not be gone too long.
What happens if we're gone too long?
Something fine.
What will find us?
Then I'm gonna see into
Who says that?
What?
something. There is a being here. Being which is indiscernible and so far from anything like that. Anyway, there's just
Can I insight check draw?
Yes, Cass would as well.
29.
16.
16.
And 22.
I am being. He is not being forthcoming.
Is that all you get?
29.
29. Yeah, he doesn't want to tell you.
Yeah, he's being truthful. You know what the truth is.
Can I also draw away?
None of that is picking up.
Oh, I'm being pursued by a celestial. Apparently it was sent here to guard me and my son, but I don't know by whom or for what purpose.
Do you mean the robot thing?
Oh yeah, that was us.
That was us.
We wanted to help you.
Do you not like it?
It's really cute.
You've done enough. Thank you. Please, we just must.
Should we take it?
Why don't we
Also,
take it?
at this point, it's without saying that Tostal is around Cass's
I
shoulder.
just assumed he's part of the furniture.
We could take
And shoot.
it back because then we can have the celestial wand.
Oh, the shoe was consumed. Wait,
You mean courage was consumed by Shu?
Yeah.
Insight check. 12.
Oh, I'm being
12.
entirely honest.
12.
You.
Can Bluey have is Bluey's here, right?
Bluey, you are there.
I pulled Droll aside so maybe Blue can't hear this.
Maybe Bluey can't hear that.
Shu,
Oh, okay.
did you eat courage? Can I also check Shu? 29.
Their breath is sparkly.
Ah!
Can I open Shu's mouth and stick my arm inside?
You open Shoe's mouth, and you just hear.
Can I grab courage? Can I, like, you know how Sokka climbed into Alpha's mouth? Can I do that with Shu?
You kind of stick your throat down. You realise it's a bit too far, but
Cass's mage hand just suddenly like creeps
Yeah,
up.
get
that's
the mage hand
what
in
you
there.
need. So, also you withdraw your hand,
Covered in Shu.
covered in Shoe. Shoe is like.
It's your fault, Shu.
A beautiful, glittery, iridescent hand is like.
That's someone's kink.
Everyone, by this point, you do notice everything that's going on. Droll was only a few steps away, and Bluey, you do see Cass's like iridescent hand like dip into Shoe and then pull out, sopping wet, covered in stomach acid, but unharmed. It appears they are immune to digestion.
You've just been sitting in there.
A little fairy dragon, and they just like immediately start zooming around, disoriented, say, "I cannot be eaten by anyone. Bluey Sparks, where are you?"
I'm sorry.
Maybe we
Can
should.
I ask her about
A lot.
Collapse. Courage collapse.
Yeah.
Maybe son. I'm here to remind you that you have a great destiny, Bluey Sparks.
Thank you. You okay?
I'm fine, Bluey Sparks.
How long were you in there?
12 days.
Shu.
No, we haven't been on 12 days. Like 12 hours, but maybe 12 days.
Shu.
I lost track of it. She just goes.
You could communicate in simple words.
You just hear a hum of like hungry in your head.
Can I insight check Tozatao? Is Tozatao also eyeing up courage?
Tozatao is frothing at the mouth. You don't need it.
Tozatao? No, Tozatao. There will be no courage eating, okay?
Their mouth extends further than you could ever imagine. Huge teeth.
Can I investigate to see if there's some sort of rodent or animal that I can give
What
Tozatao?
about the arm in your back?
You want to
Reaches in, brings out Cass's arm. Oh no, Cass's arm's gone. Reaches out, brings up. So she's weighing up between Neff's and Freya's. She's like,
Give her Freya's because then if Tozatao gets a taste for Neff, that's a bit unfortunate.
yeah, but I want to keep Tozatao. And hopefully Freya.
Well, Freya's not here.
That's true. Here you go.
You toss Freya's arm. As you do, and they consume it in front of you, they realise they now have a taste for human flesh, and it just like
What type of species
looks
is Freya?
towards you.
I'm a dwarf. I'm not human.
What species is Freya?
Freya was a elf. Yeah.
Doesn't look at the dwarf. I'm fine.
Towards Ulster.
I'm very both. Can I roll on your hand?
You now convinced of the child that was a one-off treat and that you
That
can
was a one-off.
never ever have elf again.
So animal handling. 23. No.
Yeah, Tostal doesn't need you anymore. Okay, cool. So Tostal is background Bluey. No, also no. Cass's neck. Courage is in Bluey's arms, just kind of like cuddling up against you, reminding you of your quest, and she is sitting there guiltily, but also not really. Slia, Valus attaches to one of your legs, and Gerald just like slinks into the shadows as you guys make your way out of the High Solarian towards the dock, towards the satellite library where perhaps you might be invited into the way.
Woohoo!
Now, I know it is a little bit early, but
We've caused too much.
there's so much chaos going on right now. I think it would be good if we pause here. I'll prepare the party for next week because, of course, I'm excited.
Sorry, guys.
I will say the last thing to hear is in the distance the little a small Modron making its way down from the High Solarian towards the dock. Anna, I will send you the updates of Bluey's sword before the next session. Slia, you have all of the magical weapons you need. Abracadabras, as it exists, I will send to the entire group. Hang on. I'm sorry. This does not include Corvius's addition, okay? So this is just the base of the thing. And then, also because we don't have Nep here, I don't really want to move on to the next thing.
No, I think... Yeah.
Yeah. And just to make sure that we've got it on like recording, when is the next session going to be?
So
It's next week, no?
it'll be the 29th. We will be at my parents' on the 28th, so we might be in a different location, but we will be playing D&D online.
Okay, the 29th usual time.
Yeah, and I think starting from 10, is that okay for everyone?
Mm-hmm.
So an hour,
So
And
7.
45 minutes later than...
Than usual.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just to kind of give us a bit of yeah, wiggle room, let's say.
So 10 a.m. UK and 7 p.m. Australian.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool. I love me D&D.
Yeah. Sorry for the chaos. It was just very exciting to finally be in the same room as other people.
Yay!